We're live.
We're back. All right. So, just want to pop in here real quick. We're going to recap the two main prizes for today. So, we do have this R-Type Collector's Edition from Retrobit. Once again, this is a $20 cumulative donation throughout the all of today. So, if you donated earlier, $5 or anything, it's another $15 will get you in the running for this. And then, of course, our grand prize again is this Switch Lite and this copy of Link's Awakening. Both just came out a couple days ago, brand new. And this is $50 cumulative throughout the whole event. So get your donations in. This is the second to last run.
Yeah.
So I'll let MadMega take it away.
All right. Try again. Or for the first time, there was some other guy with my name with a Mega Man helmet on. I don't know that guy. Yeah, different guy. Whoa, be careful with the words.
That's not what Mega Man.
So this is so this is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This is one of the very early N64 games, and as I say it, it brings this up, this nice, awesome splash screen showing off how crazy the N64 can do graphics and things. So it's pretty rad. I can talk about it a lot. There's a bit of downtime at various points. So we're gonna start off with the Battle of Hoth and start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Star Wars Shadows of the Empire is set in between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. So obviously we open with the Battle of Hoth, which is a joke, because Battle of Hoth opens Empire Strikes Back. So the whole point of this game is that it was kind of like this media test by LucasArts and Lucasfilm to like create a movie that wasn't actually a movie to see how many toys they could sell. And they did a really good job with it because they made this game and they made, there was a book that was tied in, there was a whole bunch of action figures. But if you want to have a Star Wars game, you want to play as a scruffy Corellian smuggler, right? Like, that's who everybody wants to play as. So, this game, realizing that if you set it in the middle of two movies where Han Solo is, or between two movies where Han Solo is trapped in carbonite, they needed to create a new character. And his name is Dash Rendar, and that's who I'm playing as now. I'm getting to Moonlight as part of Rogue Squadron, which was another N64 game that came out well after this, and is actually significantly better. But so Dash Rendar is a Corellian smuggler who pilots a freighter that is just like a sibling vehicle to the Millennium Falcon. You know, the similarities are very, very strong. Yeah, also always shoots first. Oh, come on. Oh! Alright, there's 2 deaths. That's okay, though. This game is actually really forgiving on lives. Every stage will refill. Oh, my goodness, that probe droid, he just juked me. He didn't really. They have fixed patterns. I just missed him entirely. So we're going to blow up that ATST. Try this again. So sometimes it will decide that the AT-ATs just won't take damage, and that's just something that occurs every now and again. So we try to deal with that as best we can. Where is he? There he is. Okay. As soon as we deal with him, okay. So that's the Hoth stage, or at least the Hoth flying stage in the Snowspeeder. And it kind of goes downhill from here. I unironically love this game because I played it a ton as a kid, but it's a weird game. So I think I died twice there, right? I think twice. Okay. Yeah.
All right, we have time for a quick donation here. $50 from the Cheeseball81. No comment, but thank you very much for the donation.
Thanks,
Cheeseball. Making yourself eligible for the grand prize, the Nintendo Switch Lite, as well as Link's Awakening. Good luck to you.
Did you just bonk your head on the Millennium Falcon?
No, I was actually shot by some stormtroopers.
Okay.
So, fun story, these stormtroopers, much better aim than historically.
It's not canon.
Yeah, these guys, yeah, none of this is canon anymore, which makes sense because these stormtroopers will actually occasionally hit you. Alright, so I just picked up a weapon upgrade. we'll talk about those later. We really don't need to worry about them. Oh, there it is, Wilhelm Scream. We're gonna try to get a few of those. It's one of my favorite things in this game is that we get when the stormtroopers fall, they will sometimes make that wonderful scream. So we're now escaping Echo Base. Everybody else is left. I'm the last, rebellion associated person here, and so that's right. So now I'm trying to sneak my way out, but to do that I have to turn on some power generators so that I can open the bay doors to get my ship out. So a lot of N64 games I actually have a really hard time playing because the method of aiming is bad. You only have the one analog stick, and I've spent a lot of time playing games with 2 analog sticks now, and it just makes aiming very difficult. So which makes this game relatively easy to play is that it tracks very well. The auto aim is very strong. As long as you mash, it will find the nearest enemy and it will shoot them. So it's pretty nice when you're on just the standard laser. We're gonna shoot that guy. So this is how we turn on the generators. Sometimes you'll notice that I'm standing next to a switch and it looks like I just walked past it and I missed it. It's because the switches are the legitimate hardest boss in this game. They don't work about 50% of the time, every time. So it's really not frustrating in the slightest. There was a stormtrooper there. Fun fact, if I die anywhere in the walking stages, the enemies will stay dead, so then it just becomes trekking through like where some other better version of me has gone through and taken care of all of the enemies. It's really kind of amusing. So here we're gonna go up and go over here. And so let's say that you're a rebel, pilot, and you walk into a room. What do you not want to see? An ATST that's just angry and aiming right at you.
Darth Vader.
Well, yeah, Darth Vader would also be bad. But, like, you just, things you might likely run into. So now I have to kill this guy. Luckily, with the power of MASH, we can... he doesn't stand a chance.
Who would win, an ATST or one shooty boy?
That's right. One scruffy Carillion versus an ATST. Who you got? Well, I think we just answered that question. And you hear him blowing up. So I'm doing the classic, awesome, badass
You're
guy
walking
away
yeah.
from the explosion.
Not even waiting.
Like, I'm too cool to look at that. So that's my ship. You'll notice that it looks a lot like another one that's piloted by another better character. We don't have to talk about that. So, and now we have gotten out of Echo Base.
What's another cool bird that's like a falcon?
Century Eagle.
So I was gonna say, yeah.
Century Eagle. It's
Century Eagle.
Which is way better than its actual name, which is the Outrider. The Decade Pigeon! There it is!
Decade Pigeon wins.
Decade Pigeon it is, yep.
Hold on, I'm getting that name.
Alright, so this stage is literally the, if you remember, in Empire you have to try to, everybody has to fly through this asteroid field, and the odds of getting through there aren't very good. I forget what they are, but don't tell me the odds. I don't want to know.
You want like the Leroy Jenkins percentage, like 33 point something chance of survival. Like, better we normally get.
So the whole point of this stage is actually to just try to murder as many TIE fighters as I can as fast as possible. You'll notice that it's counting down. That guy ran into me. That was cool. On this mode, on easy mode, they really don't do enough damage to really cause you any real danger. The TIE bombers can, because they can hit you with bombs, and those do way more damage than even TIE fighters flying into you. So we're trying to save the missiles that we have for the TIE bombers. Okay, that was... I'm actually getting pretty good luck with the spawns. So sometimes what this game will do is it will actually spawn them in positions where they're very far away and very hard to hit. What you want them to do is spawn like this, where they fly at you, and makes it very easy to hit them and take them out. Like, look at these guys. They're just coming right at me, and it's like, You don't have shields, TIE fighters. I don't know if you know that, but I do. So it doesn't really work out very well for them. So now we're down to 23 of these guys. We haven't seen a ton of TIE bombers, honestly. Oh, wait, there's another one there. Where is he? There he is, okay. Also, we only need to hit the TIE fighters once, really, with our twin cannons. So this thing has twin lasers. If you remember, the Millennium Falcon has a pair of quad laser cannons. This thing has a pair of twin laser cannons. So again, just not as good as the other better Scruffy Carillion, who will remain nameless due to copyright concerns. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna admit defeat. That one got away. Shoot that one. Oh, so there are these red asteroids here, and you might be wondering why there are red asteroids in the asteroid field. There are things in this game called challenge points. Challenge points don't really serve a real purpose. If you collect a couple in the game, you'll get like an extra few lives here and there. On easy mode, they really don't matter in the slightest. We don't really care about them, because every stage we get refilled with 5 lives. So we don't really worry about it. But if you collect all of them, you get special things like unlimited ammo or invincibility that you can turn on and off anytime you want. Or if you beat it on the hardest difficulty mode, all the Wampas become friendly, which is really useless because Wampas only show up in like 2 stages. So it's like the worst. It's the worst possible thing that you could win. It's like, hey, all the Wampas are your friends now. They're on Echo Base. Just replay that level a ton and watch them just mess up a bunch of stormtroopers. So that's the asteroid field. We killed a bunch of TIE fighters, and that was good.
That was a whole bunch.
That was a whole bunch.
Yeah, that was a whole lot.
It was a score, I'd say, even.
Yeah, what's the plural?
A gaggle
Yeah,
of
is
TIE.
it a gaggle of TIE fighters?
An X-Wing of TIE fighters.
An X-Wing.
I untied that,
A federation
that Star
of
Destroyer,
TIE
I'll tell you what.
fighters.
Oh. So now I'm on a garbage planet. And I don't mean that like this planet is terrible and is garbage. I mean like this is actually a planet that is where they throw their trash in the Star Wars universe. This is oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name of this place now. This place actually gets a name drop in Empire Strikes Back when Han and Leia are fighting in the very beginning. She says something to him, and he says, "Yeah, well maybe that bounty hunter on Ord Mantell changed my mind. This is Ord Mantell." So at some point, Han and Leia were hanging out on a trash planet. So that sounds fun.
I thought she was calling him a nerf herder.
Yeah, I mean he is. He is a scruffy nerf herder, but this is yeah, who's scruffy looking? I mean, we'll get to see a couple of close-ups of Dash Rendar. If you thought that Han Solo, I'm sorry, the other Scruffy Carillion was scruffy. You haven't seen, this guy is Captain Scruff. So what we are on is we're on like this little like platform train that's supposed to be moving trash, but all it's moving is me. So I don't know what the game is trying to tell me about myself.
They're just not efficient. That's all. Don't call them out. It runs on time, even if there's no trash.
It runs on time. There's just no trash.
Except for you.
Except for me on the trash machine that's carrying me around. So what I should probably be doing to save a little bit of time, because this is the N64 and there's a lot that's going on, and it's really hard for the game, is I should be looking straight up, because then less is happening and it has to draw less. But that would be really boring for everybody, and I'm not going to do that. And it only saves like 5 seconds anyways. So
it's a little bit disorienting for me too.
What?
It's a little disorienting for me.
So, and also you get to miss all of this amazing scenery,
Yeah.
which are just piles of garbage.
It's rendering it for you.
That's
right?
right, it is.
It's not rendering it for anyone else.
It's rendering it for me. I will point out that AT-AT right there, I like to take credit for that one. I broke that one. That was from
This is
Han.
Taco Trash's home world.
Yeah, this is where Taco Trash comes from. This is his home planet.
It's a continuity.
That's right. So, like a little bit about the story, I was saying it was really just designed to make toys and sell, a bunch more Star Wars stuff. There's another ATST. I shot that one down too. So Shadows of the Empire, the story is that now that the whole Hoth thing is over, it's now Empire Strikes Back has happened, and Luke and Leia have gotten into contact with Dash Rendar and said, hey, we'd like to know where Han is. We want to go rescue him. He's better than you, so even though you can hang out with us, we'd rather hang out with him. So go find him. And so what I'm tasked with doing then is finding him. And we all know that Boba Fett has Han Solo at the end of Empire Strikes Back, but nobody knows how to find Boba Fett. So I'm finding a bounty hunter that is tracking Boba Fett. That guy is IG-88, who, again, if you remember from Empire Strikes Back, there's this like robot, skinny, just bunch of black pipes together with a gun. That's who I'm gonna go fight now. So so I have to fight him, and then he'll tell me where Boba Fett is, or I'll be able to download it from his neural network or whatever.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna go fight him, you gotta be careful. You don't want to kill him. You just want to maim him and get him to talk.
Right.
Right.
Well,
this
yeah.
is
Exactly. So I'm
It's like Lux from Seventh Saga negotiating with people just by punching them.
It's the Bruce Willis and Fifth Element method of negotiation. Walk in, shoot somebody. Anybody else want to negotiate? Nope. All right, I thought so. So this is some of my favorite music. This is one of my favorite sound effects in the whole game. So there are these two trains. They're running next to each other, right? So you'll note that my track goes off into the distance here. Look at this one. It doesn't look so good. Schlorp. Yeah, well, that's
It was a good schlorp.
Yeah, it was a good. don't want to be that guy. So yeah, if you fall into the toxic trash sludge, slurp, it will kill you. So you don't want to do that. In here, the frame rate is really bad, so I do look up because this is actually more pleasant than not. So you have to trust me on that.
I see it keeps saying sharp turn.
So yeah,
position yourself.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So when it's a sharp turn, if I jump, I can just fly right off of this thing.
How much time would you lose?
On this stage, quite a bit, unfortunately.
Should have been a donation incentive.
So if you look down, you can actually see the other train, and that's the reason why this section runs like trash. Beyond the fact that we're on a trash planet, on a trash world, on a trash train, there's another trash train too. So a lot of alliteration there. Felt very good about it. These guys also have the greatest death animation and noise ever. Don't worry, we get a few more of those.
The slow-mo kill. That's great.
It's wonderful. It's like Chewbacca is just like trying to brush his hair and he just can't get a knot out. He's like,
Very evocative. I like it.
Also, they do this. Swipe. They never come at you. You're gonna. No. Go away. Also, there's a Star Destroyer. Star Destroyed.
What is that yours too? Do you take credit for that one as well?
I mean, I didn't shoot it at it this time.
In this game.
Yeah. I mean,
like prior.
You know what? I mean, I normally when I fly past it on. Oh, there's a sandcrawler too. A whole bunch of like random Star Wars things, if you're familiar with them, or show up all throughout this.
It's the fan service.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan service. It's
Go to the
certainly
store
more of that
and
than gameplay.
Get your trash-covered Star Destroyer.
That's
toy.
right. Your Dash Rendar destroyed Star Destroyer.
Dash Rendar with extra schlorp on his arm.
God, the noises are great. And so there are a couple more little guys here, I think. These Rebel insignias are one-ups. I picked them up. They're not really super important, but they're basically free to pick up, so I do. Like I said, looking up is faster, but this room actually runs pretty well because there's not a lot going on. It's basically empty. And you can also see that the draw distance isn't very good. this is a very early N64 game, and it has a very bad case of the N64 fog, which is to say that you can't see very far in front of you. So a lot of the worlds are a little bit sparsely populated for that reason.
N60 fog.
Yeah, the N60 fog. The fog of war is very strong in the Star Wars universe. I mean, it has wars in the name of the universe.
Fog is strong with us.
That's right. So we're almost done on our trash ride here. You hear like every now and again you'll hear like a creaking sound. That's one of the further trains back getting disconnected. So if you don't actually stay towards the front of the train, eventually you'll look forward and you'll be like, hey, why am I not moving so fast anymore? And then your co-pilot, who's a robot, will come up and tell, he's a droid. He'll come up and say, hey, Master, you missed the train. And you're like, oh, well, that sucks. So that you don't want to do that either. It's never not funny. It's always funny to do that. So this is the very front of the hover train. I don't know how these other hover trains were going without the engine part of the hover train, but I don't want to ask questions about the Star Wars universe.
Hovering?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a monorail, only different. Okay, so they've taken care of the auto brake. Prepare for impact.
That whole monorail, it sounds more like a Shelbyville idea. Really.
So
Don't try to put
this feels like a safe place to be, right? If I'm just gonna crouch down here, hanging out.
Looking out. Kind of peeking.
And so the safety brake is disabled. So this is how we get through the door to where IG-88 is hanging out. I totally survived that. I'm totally alive right now, guys.
Your health didn't even move. Yeah.
I think it was just made out of like plasma grenades.
He was using the force.
Right, so that's IG-88. He makes weird noises.
Hey, that's offensive. Just because you don't understand his dialect, don't go.
So I have all these secret missiles. I'm gonna try to kill him real fast. Come on. Oh no! Don't run away from me. Come here. Oh, good! I got him in midair. This is great. So he falls over, and I can control my character in.
I'm done. Wait, one more.
We get a few more of those. I'll try to do them.
Sweet. Oh, that's good.
So now I'm on Gaul Spaceport, and this is where Boba Fett is hiding. So now I have to go deal with him. So this is where that Nintendo fog really starts to show up. Another probe droid. We really don't want to deal with those guys. You hear them? Oh, it's the sweeps, the bleeps, and the creeps. What? Oh, I was hoping we'd get the Wilhelm from a distance. That's one of my favorites. No luck. So we're gonna run across this here. So the probe droids that they shoot us, they do like 5 damage. These guys do about 10, so we don't want them to shoot us in the back. So try to avoid that as best we can. But we're like just walking along the edge of like this cavern here. We're trying to sneak into an Imperial base, which is where Boba Fett is hiding. I don't know why. Nothing about this game really makes sense when you start to take it apart from the canon standpoint. But then again, none of the old disbanded canon really does. So, it works. This is the other stage where there are wampas, and if you have the cheat available, there will be a wampa that comes out and just mauls those 2 stormtroopers down there, which is really fun to watch, but it's really not a good enough reward for beating this game on Jedi, which is not an easy task. So now we've got a couple of what are they? Imperial Commando, maybe, or something? I don't know exactly what these guys are titled. But they're along the edge here, and so if we're lucky, I might be able to shoot a few of them off. Nope, no joy. Oh, he was in a bad place. I'm really sad. So far, we've only had 1 Wilhelm scream. Shoot that guy. Again, switches in this game
Final
are
boss.
hardest boss for sure. Yeah,
He's just looking over.
they are not the smartest.
That's the trade-off for them being better shots in here.
Yeah. Alright, so now we have a section where I'm actually going to try to take an intentional death, and hopefully this works out pretty well. Oh, we can kill him. Get over here. Really? You're gonna miss me this much? Don't you? Oh!
I take it you were supposed to hit that switch.
I wanted to hit that switch.
You're
before
back
he-
here.
Yeah.
Switches are the final boss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you take fall damage in this game. So in an ideal world, I would have hit that switch, fallen down, killed myself, and then been able to go back into this door that's opened up by that switch. But yeah, cool. So we're just gonna. I'm okay with that. And he starts to walk away.
Like, I'm still right here.
So we're gonna do this the other way. There's another way to do this.
Into the fog.
And so there we go. All right, so it's what, 4 deaths now? Okay. And then we go up here. This guy. Oh, he's behind me. Uncool, dude.
Nice health.
Nice. Hey! For some reason, the game focuses on the droids that shoot you, even though they do practically no damage. So that's fun. Luckily, we're not really worried about health here. We'll get a full health refill before we have anything real to deal with here. So all of this has been to get to this like main computer section here, where they can tell me which dock Boba Fett is hiding out at. So look at how tall that is. That's pretty cool, right? All of this stuff has been drawn since the beginning of the stage. From a technical standpoint, even though the fog is really bad, the game actually is kind of neat in how it puts the stages together. All right, so now we have a jetpack. Now the game gets real. Now there's a lot of cool stuff that we can do, namely fly. That's a pretty cool thing to be able to do.
Who doesn't like to fly?
Exactly. I believe I can fly. And I'm just gonna leave it like there, right there. It's an earworm for y'all. I'm gonna land here, hopefully. Hello? Shoot that. And once this is just about back up to full, you can barely see it, but I'm going for this far end over here. This little platform over here. You can also see that there's like some stuff down below. If you're trying to collect all of the challenge points and all of the health and weapon upgrades and blah blah blah, you'd want to do that. I really only collect what I need in any percent mode. So there's a guy over here. We know that there's a guy over there because the auto aim tells us so, basically. And I jumped very early, but I think we're okay here. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, that's the pulse cannon. It's also a pretty useful power-up weapon. So that's the end of the stage. These little stage complete sections, you can actually move into and out of them, so you can actually do a couple of little odds and ends to save time. So we try to abuse that a little bit. Now, I want to see where this guy is, because my health isn't great, and I got to make sure that he doesn't shoot me a ton. Once is enough. Alright, picked up more pulse cannon. I'm going to jump over here. This is just faster to get on it and not have to try to wait until it lands. This is quite easily the longest stage in the game. But we're going to cut it down significantly so that it isn't anymore. If you play this game, if you play this stage the right way,
Shout outs to that guy.
that guy really helped me out. That was nice of him. He was a bro.
He's falling for you, bro.
That's right. That's right. All right, now that we have the jetpack, like I said, things get very interesting. Oops. Let's do that again. And there we go.
Wow.
Yes.
This game is programmed better than
Seal,
X3.
ceilings are really kind of a suggestion once you have the jetpack. So you get enough velocity and the hit detection no longer works. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up a little more pulse cannon, some more seeker, and this is a full health up here, which is why I said I didn't care about my health earlier. All right, now we get to fight Boba Fett. And he's like, I'm just hanging out here, you know, not do blah da da. So he's gonna shoot at me, and if this goes right, he won't run away from me. And as I said, if it goes right, he won't run away from me. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Come here. Where'd he go again? There he is. Okay, and where are you? Oh God, my jetpack's very low.
It was nice of him to just like land again right nearby.
Oh, that's not great. Oh, it's not over. Boba Fett doesn't like to lose.
Because of course.
It's not over until he's in the zone.
So now, this is actually the easier part. You just get underneath him and... No
That
problem.
was a hard boss.
That was easy. So...
Got M64 fire. Look how great it is.
That's fine. My spine.
Oh God, my spine!
Everyone do it.
So now this is one of those games. I tend to like games that are really weird and do like 20 different things and none of them well. And this is one of those.
If I may.
Yes.
Quality, not
Now this is pod racing.
Uh,
It's quality, not quantity.
that's right. It's quantity, not quality for me.
It's not canon.
This is no longer canon. So, whoops, got stuck. So this is now we're back on Tatooine because the Star Wars story can't be told unless you end up on Tatooine.
Everything after
So what we're doing here is we're trying to beat this gang of swoop riders to Luke Skywalker because they want to kill him. And like he's a Jedi, he would wipe the floor with these dudes, but Dash Rendar doesn't know that, so he's like, I gotta save Luke Skywalker, and so that's what we're trying to do. But so normally what the game wants you to do is to wreck all of these guys, like just run them into buildings and into canyons. But if you take the right route, you break their AI and they stop moving. So there we go. We don't have to deal with these guys. They're just you can just see a mass of swoop riders at the top of the thing. They're just like, what happened? So now we get to see a little more fan service. See a Sarlacc pit, and I bet you didn't know that there were two of them. And we're gonna go through. This is Beggar's Canyon. This is where Luke used to nail womp rats back home. I believe is his exact quote. Back in his T-16, yeah. Luke. Take the. All right. So luckily on easy mode, like hitting stuff doesn't kill you because on Jedi, like just bumping into something even at a relatively low speed will kill you. It's relatively. I mean, this section isn't what I would say is especially difficult, but it is annoying.
So you're saying you could do it blindfolded?
No, it would. You'd hear a lot. You'd hear a lot of this.
No, I mean on Jedi.
Oh.
This is like blindfolded turbo tunnel.
I mean, given infinite time, I can do anything. That's right.
Written this game. Whatever N64 language is required.
So this is the Eye of the Needle. This is a thing that was referenced quite often in the like old canon of something that Luke used to fly through. So, okay, resume. There we go.
Resume.
So
For a job as a Jedi.
So we saved Luke from guys that would have absolutely gotten wrecked by Luke. So, good job, Dash. And look at this man's face. Like, look at it. It's so happy. So this is the Imperial Freighter Suprosa, and like all good Star Wars stories, they just can't help but talk way too much about important things and giving people that don't need this much backstory all kinds of massive input on the greater story canon. So like, hold on a second, we're gonna just line something up here real quick, and doors are a suggestion. I'm glad that worked first try.
Nice.
So normally you have to go like open a door somewhere else, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, why would I do that? Why would I do that when I can just run through it as fast as I can and I magically phase through it? So I'm taking a bunch of damage here. That's fine actually. I actually want to take an intentional death right here. And the reason why is that the checkpointing in this stage is awful. So this actually gives us full health to go through some sections that can absolutely kill us, and it makes life a little more predictable. So now we just kind of ride these turbines. I guess this particular freighter is powered by steam. I'm not entirely certain. So there we go. Take that guy out. There's going to be a stormtrooper right here. Hey! I love that they see you. They're like, hey! The noises they make are amazing. Just A1 on the sound design on this.
So he's doing this all by himself?
Yeah, this is all Dash.
That is Dash cunning of him.
I see what you did there. Hey, thank you. So we're gonna open up two of these. Pod bay doors.
How?
Wait, I think I'm mixing my science fiction. We still have a ton of pulse energy left, which is great because we're gonna use it for this next boss here. So there's a droid here. Hey, stupid droids. Blow that up. Walk down here. We have low health. There's two guys in here. Ow. And you'll notice that there were two dudes. You might not have seen them. We ran past them really fast. But there are two guys in there, and I don't do anything about them. And the reason I don't do anything about them is because if I come down here and I fight this loader droid... Oh, also I can move during this. So you see Dash kind of like doing the head bobble. I just picked up... This is the Imperial supercomputer. Guess what's on the Imperial supercomputer, everybody? It's the Death Star plans.
Netscape.
So, but once I kill that loader droid, those two Imperials in here just die. Like, they see their loader droid friend die, and they're just like, oh no! And
It's not worth it.
nope, it's just not worth sticking around.
The heartbreak.
Yeah.
So that was actually a pretty good stage for me. And so in a way that this game is kind of like old generic NES games, they made sure to put in a sewer level. So now we have a level in the sewers. So that's good.
It's not a video game without a sewer level.
That's right. We have, so I guess I should mention, we're actually not fighting the Imperials directly. We're actually fighting some crime lord named Prince Shizor. Spelled Xizor, because Star Wars loves to use X's and Y's.
X-I-Z-0-R-Z.
Yeah. Like Kashyyyk, there's just 3 Y's in that. Why? You don't need that many Y's. Nobody needs that many Y's.
You just used 3 of them.
It does not make sense.
Chewbacca lives on Endor, you must acquit.
I don't think there's any proof that Chewbacca ever lived on that.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He lived on Kashyyyk. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
Doc, I saw the Star Wars Christmas special for the first time the other day.
Oh God. Look, this is no longer canon, but that Star Wars Christmas special, we don't even joke about it. All right, so you'll see I'm pulling back the camera. That can only mean one thing. It's time to break the laws of gravity and time and space. So that's a Dianoga. We really don't like them. They actually do a lot of damage, so I'm gonna kill it. And now we're gonna do this. Oh no! Wait for it. Oh wait, that might not be good.
Still waiting. It's okay.
Oh near.
Take your
Oh
time.
no, this is all toilets down here. It's a sewer. All right, I need to let my jetpack recharge there. All right, now we're good. Oh, come on! I clipped one of the support beams for the toilet there.
You have my support.
All right, there we go. Oh wait, let's kill this. You know what?
Always doing that.
This is actually probably the hardest clip in the game. For what it's worth.
Seems like a crappy move.
Yeah, this is a real crappy skip. I'm in real trouble here. Oh God, that's we don't want that. Oh God, I don't know where I am anymore.
This is fine.
All right, so let's just okay. Let's take a breath. All right, now we're. Oh.
I believe in you.
There it is.
Yes.
There we go. Finally.
First try.
Dude, if you kill me,
No,
my God.
red guy. It's a vape.
Yeah, you found the vape.
Oh my goodness. So I get my vape pen, and that allows me to open up the this thing over here.
Shout out to Machine.
So you might ask the question, why don't I just clip through the ceiling and go over here? It's because until I open this door, none of this exists. It's just an empty space. So that isn't very helpful. I apologize that on your screen right now, it probably doesn't look like much is happening. I swear I am going through dirty, filthy water in Coruscant sewers. It's probably better if you don't see it,
You
honestly.
almost prefer that nothing's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
It's honestly, it's better for everybody if you just don't think about it.
That's okay. Just take a vape. Take a pull from the.
Oh, sniped! That's all right. You know what? If I was smart, I would have just died here, because this game doesn't have great checkpointing. Is that 5? Is that 5 now?
5.
Okay. I'm trying to keep track of how many times I killed that poor Dash Rendar. How many times?
Can we get a death counter up there?
Just.
It's the
All right. So now.
So just call it. Make it a parsec counter, since we'll just it's a unit of measurement, right?
That's right. Okay, come on now. Yeah, switches while also flying. Totally reliable. Alright, that's the force field deactivator. And you're like, but where are the force fields? They're up.
Why is the button so easily accessible?
So we're gonna do this. To shoot, that's how you interact with that button. Why couldn't I just shoot all of the buttons? That would be nice. You can actually clip through these, but it's the likelihood that it works is pretty low. So it's really not worth the effort. And we just kill all of that. Okay, go up here. Another switch boss. Grab a health. There we go. And there should be 2 dudes up here. Oh no, they are just wrecking me. There we go. Grab these Seeker missiles that we've used to fight Boba Fett and IG-88 so far. We'll use those on the next boss that we fight, hopefully. Another guard in here.
Can you imagine having to work down here?
In all of that armor, no less.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we might have to fight a big Dianoga, but I don't want to do that. So hopefully. Yep. There's a boss there. You have to take my word for it, but we aren't going to see him. We're not even going to hear the music for a boss fight scene. We're just through there. So that ended up being a bad stage, but that's okay. So now we're in the bottom of Shizor's lair, his palace, which makes sense. I mean, even a palace has got to have, a sewer system, right? Makes total sense that that's how you'd sneak in. I can't really see where I'm shooting about half the time, but I know that there are things there, and I know that it will automatically track to them, so...
So did you set off some sort of alarm, or does he actually just have people stationed in his sewer?
He just has people ready to go. I think that when you're the head of a giant criminal enterprise, you assume that people are going to try to get you left, front, and center.
Imagine looking at the shift schedule for the week and be like, oh, I got the sewer.
I got That's I was just gonna say that's a really
Absolutely. Yes.
that's a really crappy schedule. Yeah, that's. So we could take an elevator, but it's slower than our jetpack, so don't use that. Exactly. We have a jetpack. Why would you ever take an elevator? So there's some guys over here. Pick up a little more health. Switch boss again. There's stuff happening because you can hear the gears grinding. You know what really grinds my gears? When these aren't the droids I'm looking for. That's it.
You're looking for droids
like
in
five
all the
jokes.
wrong places.
So hopefully. There we go. All right, and through here. Okay, now there's more gear grinding, so we know that things are occurring. So we'll just go back through here. Even it's foggy in this guy's palace. Like, good gravy.
And money can't buy you everything.
That's right. Apparently can't buy this guy an air purifier. So this is the thing where I was talking about where you can like walk forward and do stuff. I can open this door before dehumidifier, air purifier. I mean both. This guy's supposed to be the head of a criminal organization. You should have plenty of money.
There should be a room in here where he's got one of each, just duking
Right.
it out.
Just fighting. So we kill those things. We're gonna switch over to the Seekers here because these robots will actually prevent us from moving forward. They'll just stand in our way, which is really mean. So we deal with them in the most appropriate way possible. Hey! Okay, there it is. I was like, where are my stunners? So the stunners actually radiate out from you at the center, so these are actually really useful for this next screen here. So we're just gonna kind of fall down here. We're planting bombs. I know that that's exactly what it looks like we're doing. And we need to plant them on the three like brace points of this. You know what? I don't need that, dude. Oh dear, we just fell. That's okay. That's why we have a jetpack. It's totally safe. Okay, there we go. All right, now we just need to find a way out. Our co-pilot says. So we're just gonna waste both of those because we don't want the stunners anymore. They kind of just get in the way. I'm gonna fire a seeker at that guy. Fire two at that guy because occasionally they will just shoot you and knock you down, and that's really bad. That's a secret area. It's not a secret to me. Oh, you just wasted those. That's okay. Last switch boss, I think. No, second to last switch boss. Now we have the last switch boss, and now we have a.
Now you fight like Vader, right?
Well, now we fight a gladiator droid. So this guy just rolls out like big old guy. So I've been saving this kind of he's in no hurry. He's like, I'm gonna kill this little Carillion dude.
Yeah.
Fire one. Fire two. No problem. Yeah, what?
Even falls slowly.
All I did was blow up his legs, apparently. So now on to the Lieutenant Dan segment of the fight.
He had a jetpack. It's running the whole time.
Oh, he lit me on fire.
Just trying out his sea legs.
Yeah. So he has different moves that he can do, and some of them are more likely to kill you than others. The fire is very effective.
6, but
Okay, thank you. So now all that's left is his head. He's just
I got nobody. Nobody.
Oh wow, I actually hit both of those. Alright, so that's the end of the Gladiator droid. That's the last on-foot section. And with that, I just have to ask, are you not entertained?
I get it.
I understood that.
Alright, so now is the last stage of the game. We are back in our what do we call it? The Decade
Pigeon.
Alright, the Decade Pigeon flies again. Our radar is broken though, and that's just something that the game does. Like the radar is just broken now until we get closer to the end of this segment. And all I'm really doing is killing these guys for fun because they really can't do much damage to me. And oh, that was that was 3 for 1.
Don't get cocky.
Oh yeah, they will keep throwing these guys at me for as long as this segment lasts. It's about 4.5 minutes, and I need to stay alive. This gets a lot harder on every other difficulty where the Star Vipers can actually do damage to you. I could theoretically just walk away from the controller for the next 4 minutes, but I'd rather blow these guys up because it's kind of amusing. So
Anybody else want to take a turn?
The controls are not good. I think the highest I've gotten is like maybe 85 or so. But it
Nowhere near a zillion.
No, nowhere near a zillion. Well, that's the sound it makes when you're out of missiles. So we're just gonna try to wipe as many of these guys out. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, come on, there it is. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, you'll notice that like these things, the aiming reticle will show up over top of stuff that isn't there. It's like, hey, look at that. Like, I don't know where stuff is.
It's to the left.
Okay, missiles are
I
loading.
mean to the right. I mean to the left.
Man, I wish I had a better freighter now. Oh, every 15 you kill, you get a 1-up, which is nice. So let's see, we're just gonna keep killing these guys. They're weird because they don't seem to have consistent health either. Like, the TIE bombers take more damage than the TIE fighters, which makes sense. But these guys, some of them take 1 shot and they go down, some of them take 7 direct shots and they don't care. Like, no rhyme or reason to how any of this works. So we're just gonna keep spinning around. Oh, there was one. He was just sitting right there. Another one coming at me. See, like that guy, he only took 1. I don't know. It's fine. And I don't know what that's telling me to aim at because there's nothing there. Like, it thought it was that thing. So that's fun.
So every time you kill one of these, it just increments the counter, but it doesn't differentiate between the bombers and the...
Well, in this case, the Star Vipers can actually perform both functions. They're kind of like a Y-Wing in that way.
Gotcha.
Which is
Which
really
is interesting because earlier it kept telling you different, like you had to kill X amount of these and Y.
The Y-Wing's a bomber, but it was originally just a fighter. It was just because of how slow it was and how unmaneuverable it was compared to X-Wings and every other version of the ship. Of the fighters, they decided to limit its use to bombing runs primarily.
Can you shoot that thing up there?
I mean, I can shoot it. It doesn't do anything. I'm too far away. I think it's beyond my field of my sphere of influence. All right, so there's 50. That's the skyhook that we're going to. So Shizor has like his own like. Now the radar works again because we're close to the end of the stage. The Shizor has this. Like his own personal like space station called a skyhook, which is kind of like a exactly. It's a really effective way to.
No one knows what
So, but he's hanging out there, and so we need to deal with him there.
6 more.
Yeah, that is a good one. Not gonna lie. Nope, ran out of time. So, long story short, Darth Vader has figured out that Shizor betrayed him and the Emperor, and we're trying to kill this guy because he's just a bad dude. So now the Imperials and the Rebellion are trying to take out this guy. So he's having a very bad day. The Imperials are basically shooting at everybody, we're shooting at everybody, and Shizor's people are shooting at everybody. So it's basically, you know, it's just non-discriminate. It's a target-rich environment, I believe is the term to use. So to blow up the skyhook, like all things in Star Wars, we need to go in and destroy its main reactor. To do that, we have to blow up these turbo lasers that are hanging out on the far edge of the skyhook. And their health regenerates, so I actually do have to mash them down. I can't just like shoot them a few times and be good to go. So we're gonna go up here, and this is the last of the 4 turbo lasers. Yeah, they hurt. So we're gonna scoot in here now. This is where the main reactor is, obviously, so we fly through here. That's right. I have missiles. The hitbox for the reactor is weird, so we want to aim low. There's 25% of the reactors down. So there we're at 50. And time is when I lose control here, which should happen when I blow up. Sorry, enemy. You got a few seconds yet. Reactor core and time. Sorry, I thought you were just like, didn't need to run then. Just got him. Got him.
I've had this game for the N64 for so long and I've never tried it.
I must not have made it out of the skyhook. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm really excited.
I think there's actually a copy of the game here that's for sale. I have it on the N64. I'm just never played it.
So the canon, as it is, before this was all wiped out, Dash died.
Oh, yes.
But if you beat it on harder difficulties, he hits hyperspace right as it blows up, and he's trying to, and he's like, I'm just gonna make everybody think I'm a martyr because I'm not dead, and that's a great feeling. He's like, I'm the best. It's like, you're also kind of a jerk, buddy. So
scruffy.
yeah, he's
Like,
he's
through
such
and
a
through,
he's
like-
scruffy down to his core.
Now non-canon, he survived.
So, thank you to RGL. Thank you to NLSS, to Next Level, to Next Level Video Games. Enemy Yells, especially. They do a lot of work with all the tech stuff. Thank you guys for having me, letting me be terrible at Mega Man 4 earlier, and to show this terrible game. That's right. Sorry, some other guy that was wearing my hat.
You're. Actually, no, I'm sure now.
That was pretty crazy.
That was crazy.
What I was gonna say was that your 2 runs were within 1 second of each other. I have to go back and check. Now, I'm not sure that that's accurate.
Peter's the hopping woman? What is this?
But-
You can see why I was excited.
Enemy, nobody's gonna fact check you on that. You
Yeah, you
just
could
said
have just
it.
lied.
No, it's on the internet.
Oh, so it's true. So it's true.
True. So, but thank you to everybody. Get your donations in. There's still good prizes and everything. So
There's still time.
still time. Following up is the Super Mario 64 randomizer, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
you guys
We have
run
This
with
is
that.
gonna be hype. It's gonna be really exciting. So
You ain't seen nothing yet.
definitely watch that. Thank you, everybody.
There's a decent chance you might finish an hour